All right, we're in downtown Rialto, and I'm at Don's Bike Shop, and I'm here with Scott. Scott, thanks for having us, man.
Thanks for coming out.
So tell us a little bit about the history of Don's, because you guys just didn't show up yesterday, did you?
No, it was actually the day before yesterday. No, but we've been here 51 years. Actually, my dad started back in 1959, and he actually passed away when I was 18. And back then, it was kind of a little hole-in-the-wall place. It was a one-man operation, and so at the age of 18, I became a small business owner and decided that, hey, we wanted to keep this business going. It was getting me through college at the time. And I enjoyed bikes. It's always been part of my life. And so we kept it, and we hired our first employee and made 3 or 4, going on 5 different expansions now. And so yeah, 51 years, and we've had 5 consecutive record years, and this year's no exception. We're having our best year ever.
Well, as a testimony to your bike shop, when we started looking around at places to go and things to do in the IE, I mentioned to a couple people about biking, and we heard about this place, Don's, and I had about 3 or 4 people say, oh, I bought all my bike equipment there. A buddy of mine up in Big Bear says, hey, this is the only place I go to. So there's some testimonies there for you.
Sure, well, I know, and that's great. And you know, for us, word of mouth is key, you know, and it's 51 years worth of reputation, treating people well, taking care of folks, and just, you know, supplying products that people want.
In terms of people that come in here, ages, what are we talking about here?
Well, I think the thing that's really cool about this business is the clientele is just so diverse. I mean, we have the first-time kids that are 4 and 5 years old getting their first bike. I sold a road bike to a gentleman who was 88 years old. Oh, okay. And he came in and said, you know, I'm looking for something a little faster than my old bike. And it was like, wow, you know, here's this gentleman. And it was really neat to sell this guy bike. So it's a very diverse clientele. You've got the mountain bikers who like riding on trails and pushing their bikes to the limit. You've got the roadies, which is I'm one of those. They like speed and performance. There's the BMX crowd that do tricks and stunts in skate parks. There's the cruisers, the beach cruisers, which have really gotten wild and almost like kinetic art in terms of when you see some of the designs they're putting out. So it's a very, very diverse clientele, and it's difficult to really, you know, say what is the Don's customer because they're all so different.
Sure. It sounds like all ages too.
Definitely, and what they all share though is a love for cycling and a passion for cycling. It's part of their life. It's what they do for fun, and it's what they do to relieve stress and exercise and have a good time. So
now, what's going on over here? Do you guys actually make like repairs to bikes too here in the shop?
Well, a big part of what we do is fixing bikes and servicing bikes. This bike was just brought in by a gentleman. It needs to have some service work done on it. It's a full suspension bike. We're also doing a little restoration on a beach cruiser back there, kind of an old classic, rusty old type cruiser. So we work and service everything.
All right, so let's check out some of the other bikes you have in here.
Sure. This is what I'm into, and this is probably, when we look at where's the growth coming from our business, this is definitely a real strong category for us. It's carbon fiber, and this bike is all about speed. If you want to go fast and you want to do 50, 60, or 100 miles on a bike, this is an example of what you could do it on. Composite frame, fork. This bike's actually made by Fuji. They're one of the top road companies out there. It's a 20 speed. It actually has, the brake levers are built into the shift levers, so you actually work your brakes and shift your gears from the same position.
Oh, wow.
If you look at the spokes, or the wheels I should say, there's not a lot of spokes in there. These are some of the bikes you might see raced in the Tour de France, although the majority of people who buy these bikes aren't racers. They're just people who are passionate about cycling. They're into fitness, they're into the social aspect of cycling, so you'll see big packs of these guys and gals riding here and there, you know, 50, sometimes 100 riders at a pop. So it's a lot of fun, and it's certainly one of our biggest draws here. But this is a triathlon specific bike. A triathlon is one of the fastest growing sports in the US right now. It's now an Olympic sport. And if you look at this bike, you notice the tubing on the frame looks really, really unusual. This bike is designed to be super aerodynamic. It's not necessarily the lightest bike we sell, but they spend a lot of time testing bikes in wind tunnels and making them as aerodynamic as possible. And that is the name of the game in triathlon. And also, if you look at this bike, the position, totally different.
Yeah.
This is your primary riding position. They actually got this idea from downhill skiers, you know, the downhill skiing position.
Yeah.
And they found that if you could put a human being in this position on a bike, it would significantly increase the speed by reducing the wind resistance. This is one of the hottest categories of bikes we sell. And this is a bike for somebody who, let's say, hasn't ridden a bike in a while. They could even be potentially an older person. They're not beach cruisers, they're not mountain bikes. It's more in the comfort category. And if you look at it, what makes these kind of neat is, number one, I'm nice and upright. So not, you know, bent over and uncomfortable, so it's easy on the back. Also, the cranks are pretty far in front of the seat, so when I'm pedaling this, you're sort of like, it's kind of a semi-recumbent, more of a relaxed, laid-back type pedaling position. Sure. It's easy on the back, you're nice and upright, you got plenty of gears to choose from, so if you want to ride up some hills, you can. But again, great bike for somebody who hasn't ridden a bike in a while. It's easy just to hop on it and go.
You have a bunch of other ones out here too.
Yeah, this leads us into another segment that's super popular. Age bracket here, probably like 10 to early 20s. You may have seen the X Games, the guys doing those crazy tricks and stunts on the big giant ramps. That's kind of what this is all about. It's a cultural thing. You see tons of these at skate parks. They're durable, they're strong, they're designed to take a beating, typically single speeds with a handbrake.
All right, so I'm behind the counter at Don's, and I see you have parts for, looks like everything.
Yes, we have everything from computers to lights to GPS systems. You can actually do you can see your ride virtually on your computer when you're done. Heart rate monitors. We even do power fittings, which is where we stick you on your bike and we hook you up to a computer system, and we're looking at power output, efficiency. It's kind of like dyno tuning an engine in a car. By analyzing that data, making changes in your fit and your position, your seat height, your extension, you can actually see what impact that has on power. It's unbelievable. I went through it about 2 years ago and got rid of a little neck thing that was bugging me, and I picked up 25 watts over my old position.
That's pretty crazy, man.
It's nuts.
Wow, and you do that here?
Yeah, we do. We do. We have a guy he's a licensed coach. He's a certified bike fitter, and he does it by appointment. And we get people even coming in from out of state. As a matter of fact, he did a fitting for a lady recently who won the Hawaiian Ironman back in October. So.
Wow, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Now, do you just have like a tube? When I have a pop tire, I mean,
we have cheap patch kits. I mean, we have everything from a $2 patch kit to a $600 Garmin system to basic computers. I mean, it's a pretty diverse clientele we have. So yeah, we've got something for everybody.
Now, I thought coming in today, I have my cool cycling shirt on. I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh, I didn't notice it. That is way cool.
The Revolution will not be motorized.
Very good.
That. Man, you have some cool threads too.
Yep, cycling clothing is functional as well, so it's not just about a t-shirt. They are moisture wicking materials. They're designed to be cool, comfortable. They have pockets in the back, so if you want to carry your cell phone with you. Helmet technology.
Oh man.
So they protect your head, obviously, in addition to being cool. The way they fit, you forget it's even on your head.
And so if people want to find out where they can go for events, or how they can have you hook them up with a bike,
sure,
or find out where kids can come on the weekend, and
we're a source for everything. Anything and everything you could ever want to know about bikes, you can get from us.
So what's your web address and your telephone number?
Okay, the phone number is 909-875-7310. Our website is donsbikeshop.com.
Cool, cool. And again, a jewel right here in the IE. Again, when we were looking for sites to go, people were telling us, if you're going to do a bicycle, you got to go to Don's. And that didn't come from him. That came from people who told us. So again, right here in the IE in downtown Rialto. Scott, hey man, I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming out. It's been a pleasure.
Hey, thank you. Now, can we go take a ride?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's go. Cool.